Production funding for Flying Squirrels Insider is made possible in part by
Clean water is one of our most valuable resources. Conserving it should be all of our responsibility. Remember every day to make every drop count. Wash full loads, take shorter showers, turn off your faucet. Water, use it wisely. Let's commit to conserve.
and by Medarva, providing mobile vision and hearing screenings to prepare preschoolers for kindergarten. It's time for another great season of Flying Squirrels baseball and another fun-filled year of Flying Squirrels Insider. On this episode, we'll get you ready for 2017's edition of Baseball on the Boulevard with all the action on and off the field, including who to look for in a Squirrels uniform this season, exciting new features at the Diamond, and the return of Free Shirt Friday. Plus, we take a look back at the Hot Stove Banquet, where Jay got a chance to sit down with no other than San Francisco Giants skipper Bruce Bochy. It's all coming up straight ahead on Flying Squirrels Insider.
Hello once again, everybody, and welcome back to Flying Squirrels Insider. I'm your host, Jay Burnham, alongside my new co-host, Sam Ravech, and our familiar friend, Utility Buddy. From the City of Richmond Department of Public Utilities, they make us aware of Richmond's stormwater utility to help protect the environment this fall, fertilize your lawn and garden, sweep up yard debris, and don't overwater. To learn more about protecting the environment, visit richmondgov.com/DPU and click Stormwater Utility. Once again, if you want to win free stuff this season, you can text us. Text FSI to 63975. With mobile services provided by Opt-in Technologies, message and data rates may apply. With that said, glad to be back and glad to welcome in my broadcast partner for the season, Sam Ravech. We're pumped to have you here, Sam.
I'm excited to be here, Jay, and there's a lot of fun coming up this season at the ballpark.
A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun last year, starting with Tyler Beatty, who led the league in ERA. Most likely won't be back this season, however.
Probably not, but Beatty really improved from his 2015 season to the 2016 season. Strikeout rates were up, home run rates down, walk rates down. Like you said, most likely won't see him in a Richmond Flying Squirrels uniform this year, but there are some guys that we probably will see. Speaking of Andrew Suarez, the Miami stud.
The left-hander out of Miami, he finished the season not giving up an earned run in his last two outings. He could really anchor this rotation. Who else do we have coming through?
Well, we got a few infielders that we will probably see in the Richmond Flying Squirrels uniform. Ryder Jones is one of them. He came up last season, had quite an impact.
Yeah, 22 years old. Ryder Jones led the team in home runs. The spring training shuffle isn't quite through yet, so we don't know who will exactly be here, but we do believe that Jones could anchor one of the corner spots in the infield.
And how about the other corner spot with Chris Shaw? Now, this guy brings a big bat to the plate.
Yeah, he's one of the top prospects for San Francisco. In fact, the Flying Squirrels could feature as many as 13 of the top 30 prospects, according to Baseball America this season. Shaw, 21 home runs last year between San Jose and here at AA Richmond.
And just one guy in the outfield that really made a difference last year in the 8-hole, Steven Duggar.
Steven Duggar, if you expect him to be back here, and he might start up at AAA, but this is a guy that set the Flying Squirrels franchise record with a 19-game hitting streak. If he starts back in Richmond, we don't think it's going to be for long.
Well, I'm excited, Jay. I don't know about you, but we have a lot of fun stuff planned at the ballpark, no pun intended.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be a pleasure having you here. We have fun stuff ahead of you, but also ahead of you on Flying Squirrels Insider, we had a whole lot of fun during the off-season. Along with new players to look for, there'll be some new features to check out at the Diamond this season, too. The Squirrels teamed up with VCU and Elephant Auto Insurance for a big announcement that you can see at the ballpark without even getting out of your car.
Their main thing is it's the most Richmond thing you can do. And we've been doing that ever since we got here. We've been trying to do the most Richmond thing and be the most Richmond thing ever since September 23rd, 2009, when we announced that we were here. We're excited about the announcement we're going to make today. It shows the ownership group's continued commitment with the Flying Squirrels. It also shows our connectivity to VCU.
Why don't we show you what we're talking about here? Our brand new marquee out in front of the Boulevard. 44,000 cars per day, according to VDOT.org, pass through the Boulevard, and so they're going to be able to receive these messages and know what's going on here at the ballpark.
Every single day I'm trying to work to create what I call one Richmond. No matter where you live, that we all can come together to enjoy why Richmond is so great. because of how diverse and inclusive we are, and because of the entertainment that sports has to offer here in our community. So the major player in that is the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Your continued investment in our community is shown on the field, but also we can see it everywhere in our community with you guys helping us with parks and recreation, helping with our children. You can't ask for a better corporate citizen than the Richmond Flying Squirrels, and I really, really appreciate you guys' help in that. But also, I want to say that the Squirrels and VCU have been a model of working together here in the community. Partners like that make Richmond what it is.
Thanks to Mayor Stoney for being part of that groundbreaking ceremony. Our next new feature comes complete with its own menu. Check it out.
Now, at the ballpark, most people are going to eat this with a fork. But you know, I'm not most people. So I'm going to do the ceremonial eating of the first fried macaroni, beef brisket, moonshine, something sauce ball. Drum roll, please.
It's always amazing what Parney will do to get any type of moonshine in the system. Yeah, what I'm standing on here is something I wanted to do a while ago, but we had to wait for Parker the pig to retire because this was his area. And if you knew Parker, he was a very angry pig, and I didn't want to dare take his area away from him. So we had to wait for him to retire. It'd be called the, am I allowed to say the name yet? Okay. It'd be called the Bistro on the Bullpen. And there it is with the matching deck wood, a martini glass with baseballs instead of olives. What we're going to do here, because you're probably wondering how people are going to get on this deck, we're going to cut that wall right there, so remove that front row of seats. And the first 5 rows then, after the first one's removed, will contain 47 seats, which will be a part of this area. We will rent this area for a maximum of 75 people, and if your group rents it for 75 people, you get those 47 seats and you get the entire deck. I'm standing here right now and I can see home plate perfectly. We're going to have high tops along the front. We're going to have lower tables in the back. The deck that was there last year is coming back, but underneath the deck is going to be 2 windows that open up, and that delicious food that you're about to eat is going to be put out buffet style on the counters when those windows are up.
That Bullpen Bistro looks like a great place to have fun and go nuts. I'm sure it'll be a hit. You know what else will be a hit? This season's promotional calendar. 7 Days of Squirrels are coming back, and Free Shirt Fridays are also coming back. Here's Parney coming from the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts to tell you all about it.
I bet there's not a minor league baseball team in America that's unveiling their promotional schedule at the Museum of Fine Arts today. So we're really excited about our partnership with the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. From Locust, North Carolina, it's hard for me to say that because we don't have those in North Carolina, but we're really excited to be here. We're really excited to unveil our Free Shirt Fridays. But real quickly, before I get started on unveiling the t-shirts, 7 Days of Squirrels coming back. Monday, you can bring your dog to the ballpark every Monday. How many people have dogs? You can bring your dog to the ballpark every Monday. Tuesdays, tip of the hat, tip of the cap. Tuesdays, we'll have hat giveaways, cap giveaways, but not just regular hats. We'll have fedoras. We'll have newsboy hats. We'll have toboggan hats. We'll have bucket hats. So make sure you go online and check out Tip of the Cap Tuesdays. Wednesdays are Wine Wednesdays again. Thursday, In Your Face Fireworks. Friday, we'll get to here momentarily. Free Shirt Fridays. Saturdays is our big Super Blast fireworks. And then Sunday, brunch and baseball, kids giveaways, and we're also going to have character appearances for the kids. There's an amusement park down in Florida that does those fairly well, and we're kind of piggybacking off of that. It rhymes with Disney. So anyway, we're really excited about it. We have 23 fireworks shows. Because where I come from in North Carolina, our motto is, blow it up, somebody will come look at it. Thank you, Nutsy, for the laugh. So without further ado, Jay, should we start this? Let's do it. So without further ado, nowhere in America can you see anything quite like this. Unveiling of our Friday night T-shirt Fridays.
Everybody throw your caps on tight. We're gonna represent the river city, keeping rhythm to the train tracks time. And the James flows strong through our veins. We're going down to the boulevard to have fun, that's the name of the game. Beneath the stars and the lights tonight, it's our home team from Richmond, VA. Whoa, boys and girls, let's all cheer the Flying Squirrels. Whoa, make some noise. We are Richmond, hear our voice, and have fun, go nuts. Everybody's coming through the gates. We feel the energy starting to grow, 'cause our VA is stepping to the plate to knock it all the way to San Francisco. Whoa, we're on the shoulders of giants. We can see clearly for miles and miles and miles. Beneath the stars and the lights tonight, our city's gonna shout it all out. Whoa, boys and girls, let's all cheer the Flying Squirrels. Whoa, make some noise. We are Richmond, hear our voice, and have fun, go nuts. One for all and all for one. We salute our champions.
All right, some very cool shirts. Hard to believe we'll be giving those away. And if you like that song, you'll be hearing a lot of that this summer on the Boulevard. It's called Hail to the Flying Squirrels by our friends at Black Iris. The promotional calendar is off to a great start, but it's not all that we have going on this season. We've got celebrity appearances, theme nights, fireworks, and a whole lot more. Season kicks off on April 6th with three-time Major League Baseball All-Star and former Richmond Brave David Justice. You're not going to want to miss that. Before we kick off the season, let's take one more look at a Squirrels event from this past winter, the Hot Stove Banquet. The Hot Stove is the main fundraising event for Flying Squirrels Charities. Flying Squirrels Charities is the community outreach program that helps renovate youth ball fields in the local area in underserved parts of the city. The banquet featured a silent auction, celebrity autograph sessions, and many guest speakers. Let's take a look at the highlights, followed by my interview with headline guest Bruce Bochy, manager of the San Francisco Giants.
I'm trying to become the best man that these players need from me on a daily basis, because it's about the players. It's not about me anymore. I think all the time I thought I was making myself into a major league player, and really I was just trying to make myself into the best coach and mentor I could be for others and try to make them major leaguers. And all those experiences wasn't really teaching me, it's teaching me so that I can teach others.
I do a lot of these, 5, 6, 7 a year. And Parney mentioned it earlier, and I can tell you that this is the largest turnout for a hot stove that I've ever attended, and I've been in this game 35 years. And you're a great representation of what minor league baseball is and can be in a community.
I have a whole laundry list of what makes Richmond great. But I have to say, from this stage tonight, the Flying Squirrels makes Richmond great. The Squirrels makes Richmond a better Richmond, and also the Squirrels makes our region better as well.
We sought out to improve the conditions for the inner city kids to play baseball. The first projects we did with the charities that everybody in this room and others so generously contributed to by coming to dinners like this and other projects we had. We raised money and we built 4 dugouts complete with a concrete pad and a roof and benches at Hotchkiss Field. We built 4 more at Westover. And then this past year, we did not only the dugouts at Blackwell Field and Belmead, but we did the entire infields and redid the entire infields to make them safer and more playable.
Make your way up here throughout the entirety of the program and place your bids.
My job as the mayor of this city is to create some wins, right? I'm very competitive. How do we create a win, not for just Richmond, but for the Squirrels, for the counties, and for all the citizens who live in this region? We're going to focus on creating a win for this city. And I think the city wins when the Squirrels are right here.
Since the day we got here, you've made this our home. You've made us feel that we were part of your community. And I've said this before and I mean it, we don't own the Squirrels, you guys own the Squirrels. And the Squirrels are never going anywhere.
Thank you for being here, and we're 2 weeks away from spring training. What's this time of year like for you? Is it eager, anxious, bored?
You know, your wheels are spinning at this time of year. A lot of things I have to go over in spring training. You know, I got a large staff there. I'll have 70-something players there. So things that we want to accomplish, and so you know, this has been good for me to come here and see some guys that will be in spring training with me, like Kleiner and Hainsey. So it's been fun.
And you got some new guys that the Giants signed. Mark Melanson should be closing out games for you. They'll join some former Squirrels in that bullpen. How confident do you feel about this team going into 2017?
Oh, I feel really good. I mean, last year we were so close, and if we could have hung on to taking that last game, who knows what would happen in Chicago. And we had some issues in the bullpen. So to get Mark Melanson to shore things up in the 9th inning, it's a sense of comfort for not just me, but the whole team to have a guy like this who can close games for us. And we think we have the arms and the talent to fill that gap in that 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. But the core players, the thing that we have that we're so proud of is so many homegrown products. Players that you saw here, the Belts and the Panics, and other guys that didn't play here, but Posey and Crawford, guys that came up through our system, and they're the core of this team, and they're going to be here a long time, so we're in good hands.
Was there a point in your life or in your playing career where you knew you wanted to manage, where you knew you wanted to lead?
Well, it's funny you brought that up. Back in 1981, after the 80 season with the Houston Astros, I was traded to the Mets. So I go in spring training, I don't make the club, and I go to Tidewater. And we open up here in Richmond, and it was freezing that night. And I said, you know what, I think I'm ready to get into managing.
Now, you mentioned earlier your son obviously played here back in 2012, and man, did he have a successful season here in Richmond. 2 years later, he's with you in San Francisco. You went to the bullpen to bring him in. Can you tell us a little bit about that game and what that moment was like for you as not only a professional, obviously, but as a father?
Yeah, it's probably the most emotional moment in my career. I mean, the World Series, especially in 2010, winning the World Series. I mean, when that ended, it's like you're numb. But when Brett got called up, and it was well deserved. And a part of the whole thing he probably had to deal with, being my son, and was called up. But the numbers were good. We called him up,
right.
And so I brought him in the game, and it was the first time ever in the history of the game that this had happened. And
did you know that at the time?
I did not know that at the time. And Juan Uribe is up, and Juan played for me, so I know Juan. So Brett comes in, and I'm trying to just keep it business, not break down. And I said, listen, Brett, just throw strike one and just throw breaking balls away. He'll chase all day for you. Bases are loaded, remember. And so he throws strike one. He throws, a couple sliders, and Juan's not swinging. Juan's not going to swing because the Dodgers are up like 10 or 11 runs. And Juan and I were close, so I don't think he wanted to swing the bat off of Brett. Well, long story short, he ended up walking, and Brett ended up getting the next guy out. So Brett, and I'm in the dugout as nervous as I've ever been. And I don't get nervous during games. And so he comes back, he goes, nice scouting report you gave me. So he's ripping on me.
Thanks, Dad.
But actually should have been in the game before. We were up 7 runs, and I didn't put him in the game, and the fans wanted to see him. And I got home, and Mom was yelling at me, put him in the game. He's not up here for a free ride. So after that game, I brought him in bases loaded. I get barked at. How could you bring him in with the bases loaded like that? So, it was kind of a tough situation for him.
Well, now, I know he's not playing anymore. What's Brett up to these days?
He after the 14 season, he just decided to step down, and he got married, and he wanted to move on. And I asked him if he wanted to stay in baseball and coach, and because he's healthy, and he actually came off a good season. He just said, Dad, I just need a break. And so now he's getting into financial business with Wells Fargo. He's doing well. He's in San Diego, and I actually almost had him come in here. He only had a couple months on the job, and he didn't feel like he could take the time. But
next year,
he had such a great time here.
I wanted to see if you maybe could talk a little bit about some of the former Squirrels that we've had here that might play a part on your team this year. Ty Block made an impact for you guys down the stretch last year. Mac Williamson, Jarrett Parker. Do you see those guys, or where do you see those guys fitting in this season?
Block really came on last year. He had a great year in AAA. We called him up and just did a terrific job coming out of the bullpen, and then we started him. In fact, he helped us get to the playoffs by beating Kershaw. Just a beautiful game he threw, 8 innings, and got a couple of hits off him. So he'll be competing with Matt Cain for a spot in the rotation. In left field, we're going to go young there. So Parker and Williamson will be battling that out. We'll kind of sort that out on what we're doing left field. Jared Parker's out of options, and so we need to make a call on him. And he's got great power, he's got great potential, and so we need to give him a real good look, along with Williamson. But we have a couple other guys we're going to take a look at too.
As a player to the 1998 World Series against the Yankees, to 3 World Series victories, is it the same intensity, stress each time, or have you learned things and you can say, okay, I'm a little more relaxed going into the next World Series, which hopefully will be in 2017?
In our game, you never should feel like you've ever arrived, and what I've learned is you can't lean on yesterday's headlines. You just can't do it. You try to enjoy and savor your success, but your lock on success is only as good as really your last game or your last season. And we're coming up to a new year, a new season, a new race, and it's a whole new ball game.
Well, you're wearing a World Series ring tonight. Which one is it, and why?
This is 2014.
Okay.
I really don't wear it much, but I knew Parney would be decked out and have his outfits on, so I had to put a little glitter on.
I'm going to say a word and a phrase, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Minor league baseball.
Tough, but rewarding and memorable.
Richmond Flying Squirrels.
You make it so entertaining. I got to come here for a game after, I know I'm getting long here, but after playing the Nationals, I got to come here and watch a Squirrels game, and it was so entertaining. It was 4th of July, and we got crushed like 15-1. It was a great ball game, so I got to see a good ball game. I got to see fireworks, and I got to see a lot of energy in the stands. So it was a good trip for me.
That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Bruce Bochy.
Thank y'all.
All that in this show happened without any baseball games. We have a ton of fun coming up at the Diamond, and we're glad you're going to be a part of it. Big thanks to the production crew today, my new broadcast partner, Sam Ravech. We will see you out of the ballpark on April 6th. Till then, I'm Jay Burnham saying so long from WCVE Studios.
If you follow us on social media, you know that a certain wide receiver for the New England Patriots has been wearing Flying Squirrels hats and shirts, right? I'm talking about Julian Edelman. So before I start the serious part of this, I want to prove to Julian Edelman that I also care. So I have my own Julian Edelman number 11 Squirrel t-shirt. I was going to wear it today, but I'm too fat, so I didn't wear it. Today's National Pie Day, so I've asked the mayor to, I really haven't asked him, I'm just telling him right now. He's going to pie me in the face for National Pie Day. So, you ready to do this?
Production funding for Flying Squirrels Insider is made possible in part by
Smell gas? Act fast. Don't just stand there. Leave the area. Get out. Go where the smell is no longer present and call 911. Making you aware, keeping you safe. We're Richmond's Natural Gas Safety Awareness Program.
and by Medarva, providing mobile vision and hearing screenings to prepare preschoolers for kindergarten.